Welcome to the MATLAB Root Finder tool demonstration. In this video, I'll guide you through the main that forms the user interface and core logic for selecting and running various root finding methods. The first interactive step prompts the user to enter a function of f of x using standard MATLAB syntax, for example, sin of x minus x divided 2. This input is converted into a MATLAB anonymous function using the string to function command, allowing us to evaluate the function programmatically. Next, the script validates the entered function by testing it at the sample value x equals 1. If this test fails, the program stops and informs the user that the function syntax is invalid, prompting a correction. After a successful function entry, the user is asked to provide the start and end points of the interval over which roots will be searched. This defines the domain for the numerical methods. Now, the program presents a list of available root finding methods: graphical, incremental search, bisection, regular fallacy, Newton-Raphson, and secant. The user selects one or more methods by entering the corresponding numbers, for example, 2, 3, and 5, to run incremental search, bisection, and Newton-Raphson. If the Newton-Raphson method is selected, the script attempts to compute the derivative of the function automatically using symbolic math. It first cleans up MATLAB-specific operators in the input string to ensure compatibility with symbolic differentiation. If automatic differentiation succeeds, the derivative function is displayed. If not, the user is asked to input the derivative manually to proceed. Then, it iterates over each chosen method and calls the corresponding function script to perform the root finding operations. It includes error handling so that if any method fails during execution, the program continues running other selected methods and reports the error clearly. Finally, after all selected methods are complete, welcome to this walkthrough of the bisection method implemented in our MATLAB root finding tool. First, we have the main function bisection roots, which act as a wrapper. It accepts the function handle f and the search interval x range. This function is responsible for getting user inputs for the step size, tolerance, and maximum iteration, running the root search across the interval using bisection, plotting the result of visualization. Here, the user is prompted to enter three important parameters: step size, tolerance, and maximum iterations. This helper function divides the interval into smaller segments based on the step size. For each segment, it checks if the function changes a sign, indicating a root lies between. When a sign change is detected, the bisection process is applied to refine the root location. The function collects all root found and records iteration data for each rooting finding attempt. This core function implements the bisection algorithm for one interval. It keeps narrowing the search range lower and upper by calculating the midpoint and checking the function values until either the tolerance is met or the maximum iteration are reached. After the bisection process completes, this function prints a detailed iteration table showing iteration number, current bounds, midpoint, and function values at these points. This helps user understand how the algorithm converges. Finally, this function plots the original function over the interval, marks the found roots with the red circles, and labels them. A dashed horizontal line at y equals 0 serves as a reference. This visual output makes it easy to see where roots occur relative to the function script. Thanks for watching. This function implements the incremental search method to locate approximate roots of a given function over a specified interval. It scans the interval in small fixed steps to detect where the function crosses 0, signaling the presence of roots. Here, the step size is set to 0.001 for fine resolution. The main function calls the helper subfunction incremental search, passing the target function interval and step size. Incremental search performs the core scanning operations, returning both the list of the approximate routes found and detailed log and scanning steps. After the search completes, the function summarizes the result. If no routes were found, it informs the user that the interval contains no routes with a given step size. Otherwise, it reports the number of route detecting and lists their approximate values. Next, if any scanning data is available, it displays a detailed step-by-step log. This log shows the index, interval bounds for each step, function values at the start and the end of the step, their product, and a status indicating if a route was detected. This helps users see exactly how the scanning progressed and where sign changes occurred. Finally, the function plots the target function over the specified interval. The zero line is included a reference. Each detected route is marked the distance in a color circle with legends showing the approximate values. This visual aid makes it easier to understand the route location related to the function curve. The incremental search subfunction implements the scanning process, starting from the interval step bound. It says forward in increments, and each step it evaluates the function at the current and next point, checking for the sign changes by multiplying these values. Together, the main function and subfunction provide an easy-to-understand interactive implementation of the incremental search. The Newton-Raphson method in MATLAB. The main function Newton-Raphson routes accept three inputs: the function f, its derivative df, and the search interval x range. It defines k parameters, tolerance for accuracy, increment size for stepping through initial guesses, and the maximum number of iterations per route search. Before starting the route search, the function prints the interval bound, step size, and tolerance with the command window for clear configuration feedback. The heavy lifting is done by find all Newton routes. This function runs the Newton-Raphson method repeatedly, starting from guesses space by the increment through the interval. It returns all unique routes found along with detailed iteration logs. Back in the main function, we check if any routes were found. If none, we inform the user accordingly. Otherwise, each route is printed with 6 decimal position. To visualize the result, the function plots the original function curve over the interval. The x-axis, or y equals 0, is shown as a dashed line. Each found route is marked as a colored circle labeled with its numerical value just above it. If iteration details are available, a neatly format table shows the progress of each Newton-Raphson run. Now, let's look inside Newton's single route, which implements Newton-Raphson for a single initial guess. It iterates up to a maximum count, updating the guess using a formula. X net equals x current minus f of x current divided f of x current. The loop stops if the error is below tolerance or the derivative of 0. Find all Newton routes runs Newton's single route for each initial guess in the specified range, stepping by the increment. The helper function is new route compares a candidate route to previously found routes. Together, this function enables robust route finding over intervals, visualizing the route, and provide detailed. This function implements the regular fallacy method, also known as the false position method, to find routes of a function over a given interval. It divides the interval into smaller sub-intervals and applies the regular fallacy method on each where sign changes indicate potential routes. First, k parameters are set, a step size of 0.5 to scan the interval, a tolerance of 1 e minus 5 for acceptable route accuracy, and a maximum of 100 iterations per sub-interval to prevent infinite loops. The function then calls search regular fallacy, which scans the entire interval in steps, checking each sub-interval for sign changes or very close to 0 in point values. Whenever such a sub-interval is detected, it invokes the regular fallacy core method to refine and locate the route. After scanning and refinement, the function prints the configuration details in the routes found, if any, If no roots are found in the given range, it clearly reports that. Next, a detailed iteration log is displayed. This table includes the bracket number, iteration count, interval bounds XL or XC, the current root approximation XR, the relative error percentage, function values at this point, at the products of fxl and fxr. Finally, the function plots the target function over the full interval. The x-axis is marked as the dashed line for reference. Search regular fallacy systematically partitions the interval into smaller brackets based on the step size. The regular fallacy subfunction applies the regular fallacy formula to the current bracket. Together, these components provide a robust regular fallacy root finding implementation, offering numerical accuracy. In second method, the main function second roots take the function f and the search interval x range. It sets k parameters tolerance for stopping criteria, step size between guesses, and maximum iterations. The core root finding happens in find second roots, which sweeps through the interval in steps for each pair of consecutive points. It runs the second method to attain finding root. Once the search finished, the function displayed all discovered roots with a 6 decimal precision. If no roots are found, it notifies the user accordingly. Next, the detailed iteration log of a second method is printed. This table shows initial guesses, iteration number, current approximation function values, the next estimate, and relative error. For visualization, the function plots the curve over the interval, adding a dashed horizontal line at y equals 0 to indicate the x-axis. Find second roots move through the interval points, picking pairs as initial guesses. It runs run second method for each pair and called roots and iteration log. Run second method performs the second iteration. It updates the root guess by the formula x squared equals x minus f of x times x minus x0 divide f of x minus f of x0. The helper is new root. Check if a newly found root is sufficiently different from the previously found ones, ensuring no duplicates appears in the final result. This modular design allows efficient scanning and precise root finding using the second method. In graphical method, this function estimates roots graphically by scanning for sign changes or values close to 0 over a specified interval. It's a straightforward visual method useful for getting initial root approximation. Graphical roots accept 4 inputs: f, the function handler to analyze; range, the interval to scan for roots such as start and end; num points, number of points to evaluate within the interval, defaulting to 1000 if unspecified; threshold, a small positive value defining how close to 0 a function value must be counted as a root, defaulting to 1e-6. The function generates num points, especially spaced x values across the given interval. It evaluates f at each of these points, storing the result in y vals. We then loop through adjacent y values to look for 2 cases indicating roots, sign changes, and near 0 points. For near 0 points, the function avoids counting very close duplicate roots by checking the distance to the lowest detected root, ensuring roots estimated are spaced sufficiently apart relative to the point density. Once scanning completes, a summary is printed to the console, listing how many roots were estimated and their approximate locations within the range. For visual insight, the function plots the function curve over the interval in blue, a dashed horizontal line at y equals 0 marking the x-axis, detecting roots in the red circles, each labeled with each approximate x coordinate. This graphical method provides a quick and initiative way to estimate roots.